So this conversation has continued to go on for years now, and today I want us to address it. It is the controversy, the cooking, it is the misconception that you have about cooking, cleaning, and the controversies in between. Cooking, cleaning, and the controversies in between. And we're just going to get right into it. A lot of times, women in the 21st century, and at least at the time of recording this, have come out to share vocally about how some, not all, a lot of them are not interested in cooking, in cleaning, in doing anything that has to do with what's maybe termed the housewife duties for reasons best known to them. Everybody has their different reasons, but it seems as though there's a consensus. There's been some sort of agreement to say, hey, I'm not going to cook, I'm not going to clean. Even if I can, I'm not going to do it just because I'm not going to do it. We all come back from work at the same time, and we all have the equal rights to be able to cook and clean for each other. These are the kind of conversation that is going on. And if you check it out, it's actually, I mean, it is right. Why should a woman and a man come home together by maybe 9 p.m. and it looks as if it is only the woman that can support the family when it comes to who is cooking the food? But deeper than that, we are seeing women more than ever become unnecessarily, I want to use the word unnecessarily adamant to say, even if I can, and even if I should, and even if I'm able to, I'm not going to cook and clean just because. So you're seeing conversations like that, and they're very adamant on it, like, I'm not going to do it. Do expect it in the marriage. So if you're going to get married to me, you're going to get married to me knowing that I'm not going to do this. And some men are not sure they're not sure how to take this. They're not sure. They're wondering, okay, how are we going to cope? Are we going to what am I going to do? Are we going to have a 50-50 agreement plan, or what is it going to be about? Today, I don't want us to come from a place of fighting. I want us to be able to examine this reasonably. I'll start with my first point. This cooking cleaning myth, this cooking cleaning myth is a thing that many people drew out from current successful women that are in their 50s, maybe in their 40s and 50s. So you have a mentor, and the mentor has told you in one of our programs or in one of the private mentoring meeting that she doesn't cook, she doesn't clean, she doesn't do anything like that. These things, her husband know it. And yeah, like, if you want, a person who cleans and whatnot, is not me you're talking to. But a lot of times, many people, or many times, what many people don't draw from the conversation with their mentors is that it was not always like that at the beginning. For many of those women in their 50s, 60s, you know their names. I'm not going to call names, but there are a lot of names that you know now in their 50s, 60s, 40s. They don't clean, they don't cook. And why should they? But let's even keep that aside. They don't do any of that right now. But when they got into their marriage, they used to do that. They used to do that. And I'm not saying so, their husband used to support them when necessary. So this is not to speak this conversation. So because a lot of times when you don't come with an open mind, is either this or that. This conversation is not about the woman should clean and kill herself, the man should fold his leg. That's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about being reasonable about this cleaning, cooking controversy, and finding the balance in between, so that we don't pass on to the next generator of generation of girls some sense of lack of home management, in that sense. That's what I want to say. Because now everybody just like, yeah, I don't even care, I'm not even interested. That should not be the intent. It should be that, hey, I'm really busy, let us find a way, a solution. Either we're going to do it together or we're going to outsource. But it shouldn't be a thing of, oh, I don't care, don't talk to me, I'm not cleaning, I'm not interested. That is what sometimes it looks like the conversation is tilted towards. And so, like I was saying, a lot of the women that you admire, that you listen to, that they are power women to you, and social media has collapsed time. So therefore, it seems as though you and the women, you're on the same level. I'm here to inform you that you are not on the same level of marriage with your mentor who has been married for 10 years or over. Even if it's less than that, you are not. Just because you guys are power women snapping pictures together, saying women, women, we're going to do it, doesn't mean when it comes to marriage, I'm not talking about marriage now, talking about any other aspect. It doesn't mean that when it comes to marriage, you both are on the same level. You are not. So a lot of times you have to understand that these men that these women grew up with, when I mean grew up with, I mean maritally, that are now used to their wives not cooking, cleaning, and but they're used to their wives making provision for their well-being and their wives traveling. There was an arrangement. They grew into it. Some of them did not even discuss it before marriage like that. The way we used to think that how everything was set before marriage. Some of them didn't even discuss it. They got married, and by the way, I want to believe that you know that a lot of them were not popular when they just got married. As they grow in life, they started to adjust and their husband started to adjust accordingly. This is important because I don't think many people are thinking of this. So you're just seeing a ready-made marriage. Your mentor, she's a power woman, she's the one you look up to. You just want to copy and paste the template. You don't even want to start from your own ground zero. So they've a lot of these women, they've had to have the adjustment talks with their husband. I know that now their husband is the sweetest things that have happened, after putting your favorite food. I don't have any, yeah, I don't think sliced bread is all that. So the sliced bread thing doesn't work for me. So put in your own favorite food. But I know that people think that, it's just all rosy, all nice. When they say, what are the things, learn you sit on a panel. So what are the things that have worked with you, worked for you in marriage? What are the things that have not worked for you? So we have these conversations and people just and ah. And you're just waiting for a ready-made man that is going to be all of your mentor's husband and nothing short of that. But bringing it back to reality, you have to understand that a lot of these people, and except you start asking questions like I'm even asking in this video, and I'm sharing with you, they're not going to share it with you. The conversations, the tough times, the times where maybe they traveled a lot and the man started to frown, like, I don't know, how are we supposed to cope in this home with you not being around? Those conversations happen. It is marriage. It is marriage. Those conversations happen. But over time, they continue to adjust and they continue to grow into each other's purpose. So they adjust their mentality, adjust their schedule, adjust their expectations, attitude, and things. That's what makes a smooth marriage. So it's not a thing of you just be like, yes, so I'm not gonna cook, I'm not gonna clean, I'm not don't even tell me anything. Just by the way, I'm gonna be gone from the house 150 days out of 365 days. This is some of the attitude that you have. Stop looking at me as if I said Nyaw is being dramatic. No, these are some of the attitudes that you have. So I have to start out with that point because there's just a lot of people who want to copy and paste. I don't want to call names here. You know them, the power couple, especially globally. Find your own country. I don't want to make this conversation Nigerian centric, but find your own country. Just power couples that are your mentors, that you look up to, that you like their marriage. You just think it just started like that. The man just understood. They just hired a cleaner. They just, everything. They just started to do it like that from the get go. It wasn't always so. So, how does this apply to you? There's nothing wrong or sinful with cooking and cleaning in your home. Stop carrying the attitude of I don't care, I'm not gonna cook, I'm not gonna clean, get out or get lost. That attitude that you're oozing out is not speaking well. The men that are coming around you, they may be judging you wrongly, but that is what you are putting the attitude, and that one is your fault. That's the attitude you are putting out. If you want to attract a wholesome man who is good and loving and everything in between. This cooking and cleaning thing, if you attract an understanding man, and there are many of them, Is a thing that can be discussed. So, what is your favorite meal? As a matter of fact, I even think that if you can cook, it's a different thing if you can't cook that well and your husband doesn't mind, or your husband is even the cook in the house. But as a matter of fact, if you can cook, it's something that you can say, so what do you even like? You know what? So that let's create a play date out of it. Let me even try to cook what it is that you like. I believe that the whole essence and concept of cooking is really an act of love and care for the person that you're spending your life with. It is not supposed to be a drudgery, or it's not supposed to be a form of punishment. But I know that it has been abused and it has become a form of punishment in some people's homes. It doesn't mean that it is the same for you. That's why these half narratives that we see online, and people just, grab the narrative online. They don't know the backstory, and they're just, running with it to create their own system of the kind of the system and pattern of the kind of things they're looking out for in a partner is wrong. And that's what you are doing. Some people listening to me are doing. You may not be doing all of it, but you will do some of it. So it's not a fight. Cooking and cleaning is not a sin. However, it is possible that your kind of work will not require that. Don't come into me and say, "Ah, me, I will not cook and clean. Oh, don't even, I'm not even about that." What's that? I mean, are you fighting? You want to come into that conversation to look, anything that makes me show my love for you, I want to do it. But my schedule may not always allow me cook and clean constantly, or cook, clean, and wash constantly, however it is that it works. Then you want to now start talking about solutions. I think I'll be more than happy to have you to prepare your special delicacy for you once every week. But then let us plan on hiring a chef that is going to be able to do that, so that we have some sort of stable system in our home. So it shouldn't, it's not a thing of, and a lot of men that are reasonable in this generation, it's not a thing of, I want to work you to death. So you will cook, because people have made it all about that only. They've made it all about that. No, he wants to kill me. And you are mixing the narrative and you're getting things wrong. If a person wanted to kill themselves, the man wanted to kill the woman because they want to cook and clean, then you're going to, I mean, it's not going to, we're not going to have the practical acts of love anymore in our society, because we're just going to have people that are just going to be like, yeah, I mean, like, listen, you're just going to be acting from a place of defense rather than from a place of love and care. So, some of the other things I want to say, so it's important for us to establish that. So, please, this cooking and cleaning, ask yourself as you're listening, what is even bad in cooking and cleaning? What is bad? Then you start outlining, okay, the things that are bad is when the man insults the process. So the man wants to make it all about you cooking and cleaning, doesn't regard you, doesn't love you. Those are the things that you start to outline. And there's a difference between a person who doesn't regard and love you and versus cooking and cleaning. Cooking and cleaning is not the reason for a man not regarding and loving you. Think upon, just pause and think. So what I see in our generation is that we're mixing everything together, plus the cooking, plus the cleaning, plus the loving, plus the unloving. Everything is being joined together and is being mixed together. So let us speak about this cooking and cleaning concept and the controversy in between. Why? How can we build a system and a model for your home? How can we build a system and a model for your home? Number one, the cooking and cleaning dynamics in your home is going to depend on the why of your marriage. What is the why and the how of your marriage? Why are you both getting married? Everybody gets married for different reasons. Some people are going to be housewives, some people are going to be executives, some people are going to be politicians. You need to understand that's why it starts with your personal purpose first. Then you both coming together to synchronize the purpose, because every individual, male or female, you have an individual life and a meaningful life that has been crafted by God for you to live. So it first starts out with why. What's the why of your marriage? I may have addressed something like that in past, so I think I have a course for that. I'm not going to delve into that now, but you need to understand the why of your marriage. Then, what is the how of your marriage? Your every marriage has a unique operating system. You can't just say, this person's this is how they operate in this person's house, in the Macaulay's house. So I'll just pick it. And what do you know the Macaulay? The how of your marriage is determined by the why of your marriage. Why do you know? What do you know that the Macaulay got married for? What do you know is their motive? Yeah, what do you know is their motive? You just want to copy and paste. So you need to come the unique structure of your marriage, and these are things you speak about during courtship, is going to determine what cooking and cleaning will look like for you both. And you come to an agreement where you both are headed also as well. Health challenges or health situations, all of these things are the things that should determine, okay, how should we do this? How should we not do that? Everything you do in your home and in marriage is and should be birthed out of love, not out of compulsion, not out of copycatting, not out of, this person has done it or this person doesn't do it, so I won't do it. That is the problem a lot of women are having. They're just trying to lift someone else's template and they're trying to make it theirs. And therefore, they're frustrating the men out of their lives. The operations of your marriage is determined by the destination of your marriage. The operations of your marriage, how your home is going to run, is determined by the destination of your marriage. Things are different for all of us. The men that we all are married to and you are going to get married to, they are all different. Stop trying to make people the same. Appreciate the uniqueness of the partner that is in your life or is coming into your life and receive wisdom on how to navigate. We're talking about cleaning and cooking, this cooking and cleaning thing with realism. It doesn't need to cause fights, but if it is spoken with understanding and love, then you people can come to a sweet agreement. There are a lot of guys, which by the way, I want to say, how many of the guys that are even marriageable? I know a lot of people, how many of the guys are even marriageable at this particular time? Have a lot of the reasons why a lot of them are struggling with this cooking and cleaning thing. So no, I'm not saying you should get married to one that is not understanding. That's not what I'm saying. But how many of them that are marriageable? How many of their parents taught them or trained them in the way that you are imagining? Not many. It was just the traditional parenting they received. So they're having, and yes, they have the responsibility too. And that is important. So now they're having to work their mind and to adjust their mindset to put some things right and make some things different, to learn new things that they didn't know about. And I believe that a lot of them are putting in that effort. However, a lot of them still appreciate the cleaning and the cooking thing, not because they want to slave their woman, but because a lot of them see it as an act of love. So, my question to you is, would you change your perspective of how you are seeing cooking and cleaning? And when you and your significant other start having the conversation, you are speaking from a place of love and understanding rather than from a place of defensiveness. That is what I want for you, and that is what I want to establish with this video as we start to round up. It's a good time to like this video if you haven't yet, subscribe, and make sure that you continue to follow the content that we put out there for you. We're going to put out here for you because we have a lot of content catering to things that would help you meet and marry your husband and helping you avoid mistakes that people are overlooking. I'm SAGENEL and I help you meet and marry your husband. I also help men meet and marry their wives as the case may be. So this is the first installment of this conversation, is the starting point, is a foundation. Is not all that there is. This is going to be there is going to be regarding this conversation, but it's one that I wanted us to get started on. I wanted us to at least I want you to at least start thinking about it. Many women I have seen or I've heard from just want to shut that out. But the problem is the men that are grown. Of course, we have a lot of people grooming their parents, their children, and their sons differently. But the men that are groomed in this point at this point still see cooking as an act of love. I think the line is when you don't make your wife slave away, like you would have come in, like I said earlier, from work 10 p.m. Then you're expecting, oh, you go enter kitchen. It's something you both can do together in love. I think that's a different case. We're not talking about abusive on men that don't that lack understanding. That's not what we're talking about. But we're talking about the very act of cleaning, cooking, whatever it is that it is as regards this argument. I looked at women should do or women should not do as an act of love. Some men still see it that way, just the way a lot of men still see providing financially, no matter how much the woman is earning, as an act of love and responsibility. Is still a thing. It's still a thing. There are men, well, a few men are talking 50-50 now, but I see a lot of men that don't see it that way. They see it as I'm the one that is going to do the bulk of the provision despite your kind of money. So think about this and change your perspective. Cooking and cleaning is not bad in itself, and there really should not be a controversy about it. I guess the controversy and argument has come as a result of lack of understanding and it looking like women are being slaved away. They're just being slaved, they're not being cared for because, yeah, they're just cooking and cleaning for you. And the man doesn't just care, or the man isn't evil. You know, there are people in the houses, the woman is okay cooking and cleaning because the man is doing his own part. The problem comes when it looks like the one person is not doing their own part, or is not balanced, or somebody is feeling cheated. All of those drama pops up when there is no true love. At the end of the day, my sisters, mind the operation of your marriage. The operation of your marriage to be, it's not going to be the operation of every other person's marriage. There are some people's marriages now, if they tell you how they run it and it's successful, people will shout and judge them and drag them. But that's why they're not telling people how it operates. So you have to understand this and make sure that the operation of your marriage is not abusive. So I'm not saying, oh, it should be abusive, you just be managing it. There's wisdom, there's a difference. All our partners are going to be different, just the way you are different from other women. You want to get wisdom, get counseling, and you want to make sure that you're operating your marriage based on the why and based on the where. Let the why and the where of your marriage determine the operations and the how, the unique nature of your marriage. I'm Sadnell. I love and I enjoy helping women meet and marry their husband, like I've said before. And I've got dozens of other videos that you can check out. You can check out one of these other videos. I'll see you in my next video. Do not forget to drop your comments or questions. Thank you so much for listening.